Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. What do you know from Eric, and how does it impact your rotation for tonight and your plans?
Well, we'll miss Eric tonight. Obviously, he's been playing very well, so we'll have to figure out a different rotation for when he normally comes in. Juan will be active tonight. I imagine he'll see some action. Juan has played very well for us when we've given him a chance. So yeah, we gotta make up for Eric's loss, and it's a big loss with the way he's been playing.
Do you anticipate an increased amount of minutes for James?
It's possible that it could. I mean, it's we'll see how the game goes, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Hi, Steve. Janie McCauley from AP. How long do you have an idea on how long you'll be without Eric?
We don't anticipate that it'll be long, but at this point, we're not sure.
It's Mark Medina here, USA Today. I hope you're hanging in there with everything. As I'm sure you saw, the NBA and the Players Union agreed to more protocols in hopes to help get you guys navigate through the pandemic. What's your comfort level of what that can do?
Well, it doesn't really change a whole lot for me. I wasn't doing much anyway. I'm not sure if anybody was. Our team's been pretty good about following protocol, and but it makes sense to tighten things up, and that's it's just a good reminder to all of us that we've got to be very, very safe and careful with what we do.
How about throughout the season? I mean, just as a coach, how have you modified, tweaked how you go about practices and shoot-arounds and meetings, and what have been kind of the challenges that you've tried to navigate with those things?
Well, we've cut down on shoot-arounds on the road. I think we've only had one. We've moved our meeting space to a different meeting room in Chase upstairs, where there's a lot more room when we gather. And yeah, well, other than that, we just try to wear masks and don't congregate in smaller rooms, and be as smart as we can.
The league has determined that these protocols are necessary. It's the cost of playing in a pandemic. But what about the human side of, just being on the road, and you've got to stay in your hotel room, or if you're home, you have got to stay at home. And those are the precautions that other people are taking as well. But it's a drag. It's a stressor. What about for players like James Wiseman, for example, who's getting his first taste of the NBA? How do you feel that this is the way that it's happening?
Yeah, it's not easy, but nothing's easy. And we weren't there, but most of the league was in Orlando for a bubble format for last season. So this definitely beats a bubble. The fact that you can sleep in your own bed and be with your family at home, that's a huge deal. So I think the way we have to approach it is be thankful that we're working and playing, and be thankful that we're home instead of in a bubble, and try to be as careful and safe as possible, and help the whole league get through this season.
Hello, Coach. I would like to ask you, what did you see from the Pacers last night, and what do you expect to see from your players tonight?
Well, Pacers are very aggressive, very athletic. They'll probably play similar to how Toronto played us, just given the connection between Nate and Nick Nurse, and so they're very impressive. They had a tough loss last night, but very, very good team, well coached, and like I said, aggressive. They really attack you, and we're going to have our hands full with them at both ends, really.
Steve, what have you thought about what Kevon Looney's been giving you guys the last couple of games?
Who's been giving us?
Kevon.
Kavon?
Yeah.
Kavon is he's a metronome. He just there's a beat to Kavon's game and his routine and his life. He's just incredibly consistent with his approach and his effort and his attitude, and he's just a fantastic professional player, and knows his limitations, understands his strengths, and is just a very, very smart player. So I love having Kavon on this team, and he's helped us win games.
What do you hear from Clay, or how much have you seen? Have you seen him at all this homestand, or how's he doing?
I haven't seen him yet, but he's been around the last couple of days. You know, he got his testing done, and he's come into the facility, seen some of the guys, and come in to see the training staff. But we haven't crossed paths yet, so I'm hoping to see him tonight.
Do you think he'll travel with you much coming up?
I doubt it. Anthony. But I haven't talked to him about it.
Coach Chris Alvarez from ABC7. I talked to James earlier about just the weirdness of the season, no fans, and I know you haven't been around the league yet to see what their situation is, but you guys have a great virtual setup. What have you thought about what the Warriors have done and how much they care about trying to make it as real as possible this year?
As far as the atmosphere in the game?
As far as the atmosphere and then having the virtual fans, I don't know what all arenas have, but kind of like just that kind of atmosphere and what they're doing.
No, I think our in-game entertainment people have done a really, really good job just creating the atmosphere, creating the noise. You know, the stuff on the scoreboard is great. They're doing everything they can. I like the virtual fans in the background, and we see them in the tunnel as we walk onto the floor. So they've done a great job, and you know, it's a really difficult job when there's no fans to try to create an atmosphere, but they've done an excellent job.
Steve, just on the timing of Eric entering the health and safety protocols, was that something, did you get that information as he came to the arena today? Was it the testing to enter the building?
I'm not allowed to comment any further than what I have already. So yeah, I'm not going to provide any details other than to say he won't play tonight, and we're hopeful that he'll be back with us soon.
Steve, how impressed have you been with your team on this homestand? It's got a lot of great teams on it, and where you guys are headed back onto the road after this.
Yeah, our guys have done a really good job bouncing back from that slow start. We've established a much better defensive mindset since Draymond returned, and we're getting a little bit better offensively. We still have a ways to go, but I love coaching these guys. I love their approach. They're very professional, and they want to work. They want to get better, and so all in all, I'm really happy. But you know, we have a long way to go to get to where we want to be.
What do you see from Sabonis as a player? What's the biggest challenge for you as a coach to prepare on the defensive side?
He puts a lot of pressure on you, Carlos, just with his skill and his strength and his know-how. You know, he's a very clever player with his pump fakes, dribble handoffs, fake dribble handoffs. You know, he reminds me a little bit of Marcus Gasol or Andrew Bogut, you know, these international centers who just have a great feel for the game and have a knack for generating good offensive possessions with their teammates. So he's turned into one of the best centers in the league. I think he's got a real chance to be an all-star this year, and be a great test for James, you know, given James's lack of experience and youth. So it'll be another step in James's development to have to go against him on us.
Coach, how important is it to cut down Brogdon's pace tonight?
How important it is? Is it to what?
To cut down Brogdon's pace, Malcolm Brogdon's pace on the court. To
create some space?
No, to cut down Malcolm Brogdon's pace. There is on the court of Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, Malcolm Brogdon's space.
Yeah.
Brogdon's a really good player. He's playing excellent basketball, and you know, he can hurt you from all over the floor. He can make threes. He can get to the rim. He's very clever on pick and roll, getting to his spots. So we've got to do our best to try to provide help and put walls in front of them.
Coach James had mentioned he was excited to have his mom in the stands, and I know there's not many fans, but there's some family members. How important it is to have some familiar faces, and James was obviously very excited to see his mom at the game.
Yeah, it's nice that we can get a handful of people in there, and I heard that his mom was there. I talked to him about it yesterday, so he was very excited about it. His mom was excited, first time she's seen him play as a pro, and I'm glad we're able to do, you know, just a tiny bit of that, but I look forward to the day when everybody's mom can be in the stadium.